You're probably wondering why Mason drew the sun and a plant. Well,
Sure.
it's because we were talking about ecosystems
Yay.
and energy.
Yeah.
Now, where does energy come from in an ecosystem?
Don't know.
Well, it would come from the sun because plants, which would be producers, would take the energy from the sun and make sugar/starch out of it. And then when a consumer would come, they would eat the producer, and then
They would
on and
get
on.
energy.
How do plants create the energy, you wonder? Well, plants use something called photosynthesis. It's when they take sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water, and turn it into oxygen and sugar, which will become starch, and that is how they get the energy. Now, in the food, how do all the members get the energy they need?
You can drop people in.
Okay, well, how does this work with the rest of the ecosystem? Well, there are such thing as producers. Producers are animals like birds or worms or something. I meant consumers. They're small animals that eat the producers, and by eating the producers, they get the energy from them. And then that would be called a primary consumer. Then there's a secondary consumer, which is an animal that eats the primary consumer, and then there's a tertiary that eats the secondary, etc., etc., etc. How's the thing, Mason? Alright, so what is an energy pyramid? Well, an energy pyramid is a pyramid that goes from the bottom, which is producers, all the way to the top, which could be tertiary or quad consumers, or however you call it. The reason why it's a pyramid is because the higher up you go, the less sustainable the food or the energy is. So, for example, if you, like for a vegetarian, they would just eat like corn or bread or something that's just like a plant or made of plants, which would be much more sustainable than a carnivore that just eats meat, like cows and pigs and stuff. So why is there less energy when you go higher up? Well, it's because you only get 10% of the energy from whatever you eat, which would mainly go to growth. So, for an example, to get 1 pound of a producer, the primary consumer would have to eat 10 pounds of it. And then for the secondary consumer to get 1 pound of the producer, they'd have to either eat 100, they would have to eat 10 primary that would have to eat overall 100 of the producer. And the higher up you go, you pretty much just add 1 0 behind each number. What happens to that rest of the energy? Well, it goes into other functions like moving and other things. Yeah.
You're saying?
Yes, I know what I'm saying. Okay, how can you humans use this information to be more sustainable with their food choices? Well, they could become vegetarians by eating plants. By eating producers, they can be more sustainable than eating any consumers, which can include cows, pretty much anything that eats something else from a producer or higher. And yes, so please become a vegetarian so then we can become more sustainable. If you want to know how to become a vegetarian, go to www.becomeavegetarian.com. You can watch this video and you can learn to be a vegetarian. If you do like this video, please click that like and that subscribe button for more. This is Tyson Mason, and we're done.